I am my sisterhood. I'm Bettina. Beth, and we have Holly, who doesn't have video today, but she's here with us under fee.
Yes.
Elizabeth is our special guest today. She has been an endometriosis sister of mine for a few years now. I think me, her, and Holly and a few other girls learned we had endometriosis around the same time. So we like came into this together.
That's an understatement.
So how long did it take you to get diagnosed?
Ooh, okay. So I dealt with cervical cancer first. That's my wristband here. But they actually didn't want to diagnose me and do the surgery until after I turned 18. So that was about 7 years ago.
Wow.
And they didn't want to do the surgery until I turned 18 because they wanted my reproductive health to reach its peak before going, oh, well, we might have to take an ovary or two. It's like all I have is two. Come on, guys.
Right.
Yeah. But they could have
Like,
diagnosed at 16. They just didn't want to actually do it.
Right.
that's insane.
they, I don't know why they won't do it right away because they could have avoided so much if they just said, okay, yeah, we'll do the surgery, we'll check, we'll see what stage it's at, try to treat it so that it's not as bad. My very first period was on my 13th birthday, and I passed out in the hallway and just bled there. Nobody did anything because they didn't know what was happening. It was like that was the first sign of endometriosis, and they didn't want to diagnose it then.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And it's like I don't understand why, if you're complaining about having these terrible periods, this heavy bleeding, or things of that nature, that they don't just say, okay, well, how long has this been going on? Here's what we can do. Here's some options for pain management. Something. They didn't want to do anything until I became of age, according to them.
Yeah, I didn't get diagnosed for a long time, but like for them not to do anything about it until you turned 18, I guess it's the whole state's law thing because I had that with my ovary. When they had to remove my ovary, I had to sign all these waivers because of state law.
That's ridiculous. State law shouldn't have a choice over my reproductive rights. It's stupid.
Like laws like that, they have no business in healthcare because there's so many other factors that
Mm-hmm.
laws have nothing to do with age. It's just stupid. I'm old enough to die for my country at 18, but I'm not old enough to have me a drink to deal with dying for my country.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Stupid.
It was like, but this is what they chose, and now they don't have to deal with it because it's men. But hey, it is what it is.
Yes.
Like we always say, if it was something that a man could have, there would have been a cure like years ago.
Oh yeah, fully believe
Right.
that.
I mean, look, they cure their flaccid dicks.
True.
Bitches.
Spot shot is just as temporary as that little blue pill, but definitely something to look into for all my endo sisters that are out there. G spot shot supposed to make it where everything else is just that much better. You have a
What
little
is
nose,
it?
get a big nose. This is G spot. It's a steroid injection into your G spot. Somehow the doctors can find it, but no man can.
Oh
And
shit.
it works apparently. I've been doing some research into it because I was like, might have to try that.
You done taught me something new today.
Right? What?
I will let you guys know more when I find out more.
Yes, let us know. Yes, definitely.
I will go get that shot. I'm like, shoot me up. Do what you gotta do. I
Right?
will give
Do
y'all the
this
news in
shit.
about a day. Like, yes.
One thing, one thing I want to say is like how people don't understand everybody's different. Their symptoms might be different. from what the commercials say.
Oh God, commercials.
The commercials for a drug company, might I add.
To do
Right.
something on people that probably don't have it, but now they're convinced that they do. And it's like, oh, I have painful periods. Oh my God, I have bad cramping. What? Heavy bleeding? I must have endo. Let me go find this.
Painful sex? What? Like, I fit this category. No.
It's like, no, maybe you're just not doing it right.
Right? That's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, there might be a little bit of pain, but I think after, as long as, I'm 31 now, I've had a lot of sex.
A little bit of pain.
A little bit of pain makes everything feel better.
And it hurts so good, am I right?
Yep.
Trying to time I was like, look here, I say ouch, but it hurts so good. Reason being, with my endo, it affects one of the walls of my uterus and it doesn't relax. So it's always like, okay, that's one issue that I have that somebody else with endo may not have. I had to break that down for him because he did his own research and still don't understand why I was in pain. Like, okay.
I had the same problem with my ex. I was like, nope.
But there is pelvic floor therapy, so there's that. I didn't think it worked that well, but
it didn't work that well for me either. I thought I was the only one because bitches swear by pelvic floor therapy.
Every time they mention that shit, I'm like, I'm so not comfortable. Tina has scarred me. I don't know if I could do these things.
I said, you just got to get personal.
Yes, I was like, just stuck some type of dilator into my vagina and was like, can you feel this? Yes, I can.
Yep.
Well, how about now? I really can feel that. Let's not get
right.
Take me to dinner first.
Right. You didn't even go. That's what I told her one time. I was like, you didn't take me to dinner first, dude.
It's like, good God, this is what we're really doing.
So, how has your experience been as a Navy wife and as somebody who's African, minority, with treatment from doctors?
My Navy hospital experiences, they're less likely to treat me as a chronic pain patient. And I've asked them why multiple times. They're just like, well, you come in so often, and we're really rather you go to your primary care and see if they'll do something for you.
Ports? Is it ports?
Ports.
Oh, girl, I got a horror story out this world for you with them. I'll tell you when we get home.
They have made it to where
fuckers.
I've gone to Langley and I went to the Air Force Base and I've gotten chronic pain treatment every single time. And it's posted there that they can refer you to somebody else or reject you for chronic pain treatment.
Right.
But there, I've also been treated by an all-minority staff. And they're actually listening to me. Because my primary care doesn't listen. I love my primary, but sometimes he just assumes before he allows me to speak. When I go into the ER and go over to Langley, I have one female minority doctor that I always see in there. She works at night shift no matter what. And she will treat me. She knows that the pain is legit. She sees that I can barely manage, which I have a very high pain tolerance to start off with. And she's just like, okay, well, if I could see that you're in this much pain and nobody's treating it, let me get you through this at least for the night, and then you can go to your primary care with this medicine in your system so that you can at least manage and go to them because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Like, no. That they will treat me and they will say, well, here's some medicine to at least get you through and be able to get to the next location, instead of here's a 2-week wait to get to your primary, and when you get to your primary, it no longer is there. So they just treat it as a phantom pain or something that was a crisis and that's past.
It's like it's going to come back. Coloring. That's what it's ridiculous that it's coming down to skin coloring. If you're a black woman, you're automatically seen as a fucking crack fiend.
Yep.
Or a junkie.
I talked to an airman while I was there, and he was saying, he's like, yeah, they normally don't treat chronic pain patients of color. They just don't.
They
And
don't. My friend had Crohn's. She was there. They'll treat her. They got it wrote that she has dilated dependency in her record. They still give it to her. And I'm not talking about little doses. I'm talking about 4 milligram shots at one point, at one sitting. So she gets like 16 milligrams.
That's ridiculous.
when I was at Port and I was admitted, they did not want to do anything. They barely wanted to check on me.
Ports,
like I was fall risk,
Ports,
everything.
don't mess with them. I'm serious, because what they did to me was illegal, which is why my record is thrown in the trash. When I kept coming there too many times, they forced me in the Navy hospital crazy part of it for the bad sailors. Huh? They did it to you too?
They got me. They were like, it's in her head. It's not in my head.
Yep. You
ear.
got a problem. You just want the medicine, is what I was told. And I'm like, no. I feel like I'm fucking dying, you dumb bastard.
Right. I was like, you want to take a little look inside? I have the pictures from my last laparoscopic surgery. You can see that my endo is also a brand new kind of endo.
Oof. So there definitely is a difference between Navy and Air Force. I've always heard that. The Navy doesn't pay attention to female issues, whereas the Air Force is hands-on with female issues and whatever. It's not just about men. I want to do a project, bringing awareness in the African American community, because I think our community is so poorly educated on this subject, because the subject of periods is discussed, a taboo in African American community. It's seen as unclean and something that you definitely don't talk about. So I'm thinking of working with Howard University to get a serious awareness campaign going, as well as we want to bring attention to, because there's statistics that say how Black women are treated in the ER. We are treated the worst of any skin color. So, when some girls think, like, I've seen some posts where they talk about they had a bad day, but you still got medicine. They see my skin color, and it's already no, just off my skin color, something I cannot help. Not off of socioeconomic, off of skin color.
It's like I've also noticed, this is where it kind of gets funny to me, is the hair politics too. I wear my hair in its natural state everywhere I go. And very rarely do you see me with a wig or with it like pulled back, something where it's not just in its curly state. When I would straighten my hair or pull it back into like some tuft in the back, anything that's not this or natural state of the fro, do I get better service? And I'm like, I'm approachable, but apparently that's intimidating, and I don't understand how that's intimidating. But I have to that. I was like, hey, I'm 130 soaking wet and 5'6". Nothing about me says run. It was like, unless I'm hungry or really tired or just hangry.
Girl, that hair is fitting to have Black girl magic come out of it and kill them.
Black woman power and just destroy the entire hospital floor.
Yep. So, what do you think our community needs to do to keep going on this momentum that we have built right now?
That's not just like y'all out here talking about the Wakanda forever, but can you support your sister that's sitting right next to you so to turn her down? Like, y'all over here putting a stigma on mental health even. Embrace the fact that you're even willing to acknowledge the fact that there's something wrong and get help for it.
Right.
There's set on things, but I mean, we could have so much more done for the community if we actually just made the effort to say, yeah, this is what's going on. What can I do to fix it?
Right.
Like, even if we got together for endometriosis, we would be heard because there's so many women all across all these minorities that are being affected, and we don't get press unless it's a celebrity. And then we don't get major press unless it's a white celebrity. And I'm just like, okay, well, even then, we're not getting correct information being put out with
Exactly.
the commercials or with people putting out cookbooks because they think that's going to be a way to benefit. Honey, I eat whatever the hell I want to. And my endo doesn't flare up the way that you're describing it because you have this paleo diet or whatever. Like, no. The only
The
thing I
diet shit cracks me up.
How do I put this? I have a philosophy with that. I'm gonna be in pain no matter what. So I might as well just eat whatever the fuck I want to.
And enjoy the little bit of life that we do get, which is food.
We are in pain constantly. We get very little joy out of life. You know, so I'm gonna take advantage of what I really love: food and sex.
Yep.
In that order, I'm gonna do it however the hell I feel like.
Yep.
Maybe.
Mhm.
And it can be a pain day. If I want the D, I want the D. It's not stopping me.
Yes, definitely. The only time I have the like, oh no, don't touch me, is the fibro flares because I feel like a huge bruise.
Like my ovulation pain. Oh my god, I get hot flashes, and I just look at people like I'm going to kill them, and that's probably what they see at the hospital. I'm like, yo, please don't touch me. Just get me some Vicodin or something. Get away from me.
Wait till you hit menopause, girl.
Oh,
It's like
hot
the power
flashes.
of Satan gets in you, and you just could just tear people apart.
I have no idea. I've been having hot flashes like crazy lately. 6, 7 times a day. I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, that is not fun. They put me in a pseudo-menopause for a year off of Lupron, and that's just the dumb for real. I was like, look here. I had my first hot flash, and I turned red from head to toe in the middle of Walmart. I called my mother so fucking fast and was like, why didn't you tell me about this shit? Oh, my God. I went to the
It's horrible.
store with all the doors open.
It's like you're on your own personal tropical vacation.
Yeah.
My ass since getting the first hot flash was like thinking back to like all the like old TV like cartoons and stuff, and they would make fun of hot flashes and stuff. And I'm like, this shit ain't no joke. Why are you people laughing about it?
Right. Like I'm over here literally sweating out of my clothes. What is happening? Like
I've almost passed out from fucking hot flashes.
Yeah,
The store.
you get so freaking hot. There's times where I radiate heat. I'm like, I'm gonna die. Literally, the first hot flash I had, Tina was on the phone, I think, when I went outside in my underwear in Michigan in like negative 40-degree weather, and I was still like, I'm burning leaf pieces.
No, I see. Okay, so far my menopause, I get hot flashes, but they're not bad. But I could rip people apart, and that's really bad, and I get really angry.
She needs a patch. But when
I got hormones.
She was without her hormones for like I think 2 weeks, and I kept
saying a month.
A month. Okay, yeah, it was a month of Tina going on rants after rants after rants, and I was
That's how I ended up going in the psych ward.
I was like, you need some help. And she wanted to end it so bad. I was like, okay. I was like, what is wrong with you? Where did this Tina come from?
Looks like I forgot my statistics on it, but do you guys remember exactly how many endo sisters we lose every year because of this disease? And the depression that comes with it, the anxiety, everything that's from the pain all the way up to not being treated because of whatever reason. And that stuff is the most upsetting thing to me. So many of deaths could be prevented because doctors actually doing their job. It just don't happen. And again, we're a statistic that's ignored because it's not a man's problem. And it just
Right.
right back together again. I'm like,
Well,
there's almost a death every day if I go back and check on the Facebook pages. And it's so sad to see that because it's just like, was it really that bad for you that you could reach out to one of us and at least talk? We all understand. Like
I always tell people, like, inbox, like, Facebook Messenger's always open. Message me.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk this out.
I may not check my Facebook every day, but my Messenger will pop up on my screen. And my phone is constantly by me. It's not like I'm going to go anywhere without it.
Right.
And it's like, call me.
We're so connected to our phones and our devices now that it's not,
Yeah. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, public service announcement, reach out. Because ain't nobody going to sit there and allow you to go through something by yourself. Not at this point. We're in 2018. We're done being catty. We're done being petty. Everything that we should be doing, we are now doing. So reach out to your nearest sister, link up, go have lunch, eat what you want, and talk.
Eat what you want and drink what you want.
That we don't talk.
No, we don't talk anymore.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the one that we just lost was really sad because she had a family. She had 2 little kids and a husband, and we put a note out.
I'm really tired of seeing all of it. I am. Like, even for myself, I know I've reached a low point, but I reached out. And it's like, at the end of the day, I am going to keep fighting this because I want us to be heard. I want us to get the help that we need. I want there to be some type of cure or treatment that actually works, not just delays it for a month or a year.
Right.
And like, till we get that, I'm going to keep fighting.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like women are getting more, we're being more appreciated, I guess, and more listened to and everything else. I don't know. See, Trump lit a fire under everybody's ass. That's what it did in the female population. We were like, wait a minute.
Trump did more than what he thought he did. I mean, the only problem is the opiate stuff, the opiate policy, because now you're like totally discounting people's pain and that they're sick, and pain can kill you. It can cause you to have a stroke.
Yep.
So but it's just ridiculous. The opiate crisis thing. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'm just trying to figure out how it's a crisis.
It wasn't a crisis. Let's be honest. It was not a crisis until it reached suburbia white kids who started ODing off the shit. They didn't give a fuck about Black people or Spanish people or Chinese people having a problem. It wasn't until little white kids started dying in the suburbs that they gave a fuck. And they actually agreed with me when I was in the ER and I said that shit.
And keyword is in the suburbs because they're getting this stuff on the street.
Intervention had a special on it. It's these little goddamn white teenagers going in their parents' medicine cabinets, and they get their friend to go to the hospital and get them pills. Somebody that's legitimately in pain and got that time to play that many games.
Okay.
And they're not out here on your corner buying the shit.
My friend will tell you, I'm a walking pharmacy. My purse always.
Always.
I have to, because otherwise I can't for today. But am I going to give it to somebody?
My pills are in a Loot Crate box, like seriously. Like next to me at all times.
I need to find my pill box where it's got like my Sunday through Saturday and like 3 different ones. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need that because carrying all my medicines in my purse is just weighing it down.
You know a statistic I would like to find out about endometriosis is what is the abuse rate as far as like emotional everything from support people?
I think that has to be pretty high.
Yeah,
I think it does too.
Just thinking about
I think it's a lot higher than a lot of girls would admit. So we're never going to get a real statistic on it.
Yeah.
A lot of girls form a dependency instead of just taking things when they need it to. Or you'll be feeling stress from other factors and then it takes a toll on your body. And we're not accounting for everything. We're just saying, oh, it's endo related. Not always. There's always stress. There's different factors, like again.
Well, no, not just the medicine. I'm saying like support people overall, like family members, relationships. Like, what is the abuse rate? I know it's got to be high because when people think they have the upper hand, they take full on advantage of that shit.
And then, of course, they don't understand it, so that makes it even worse.
Right.
It's like, okay, whatever.
Because I know what I went through with my own mother when I didn't have a diagnosis.
Oh, I can't even begin to tell you. As much as like I appreciate her raising me and everything, my grandma turned a blind eye to everything, and she just said, "Oh yeah, this runs in the family. It's like this for everybody."
I'm like, but I don't know what to do. Help me.
When I'm sitting there like dying in the bathroom every month and missing school, like there should have been a red flag and been like, okay, we got to find out what's wrong with you.
Exactly. Like endometriosis, adenomyosis, PCOS, everything runs in my mom's side of the family. So I'll go over to my great aunt. Me and her are the closest in health when it comes to things about are going on, whether it's reproductive or anything else for that matter. And she'll tell me, oh, well, expect this, go to this doctor, they'll do that for you, little things. But everybody else, especially the ones that don't have anything wrong with their reproduction system, I'm just like, okay.
Well, I had a cousin who was going through infertility issues tell me nobody wants to be sick like me. Because I told her to get checked for endometriosis. And she's like, I've had every test and nobody wants to be sick like you. I'm like, but you didn't have laparoscopic to see if you have endometriosis. And she still has infertility issues, so.
No, we not even gonna speak on infertility issues. It was like, I'm 25 and my doctor tells me I have a ticking time bomb for when I should try to have kids. And I'm just like, are you going to pay child support for these children? You bringing these children into existence? You want to pay child support? Are they yours now?
Right. Like, don't talk about it. Be about it.
You over here talking about, well, we're going to give you till this time. Well, my ovary is going to give me until they fall out of me. So. You know, I'm not about to play this game with him.
Not today, Satan.
I forgot how young you were.
I'm right around the corner from 25 now. I'm very excited, guys. My birthday is in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So,
so it's always.
Be very ignorant in April.
Yes, exactly.
Somewhere. Yep.
Have to do something.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go on a date. I don't know. Oh yeah, she's gonna get me drunk on tequila because she loves me. I just volunteered you to get me drunk on tequila. You're not military.
It's okay. Tina got me so hooked on Ciroc. I was like, oh, I need to buy a ton of it when it was on sale.
Yep.
And it's on sale on base all the time.
Yep. But look,
I know,
our prices on base don't cost the same as in the real world. That big bottle is only like 20 or whatever it is.
No, I got a bottle of tequila somewhere in this room. It'll get found. Yeah. You see me? You see me twerking for you?
Twerk.
Throw that shit on.
Wait, last time I twerked, I got in trouble. So
We got a little turned up in Vegas.
yes, you should have been with us, Liz, man.
Oh, girl, if I could have, I would have. Next trip, I'm down. I'm coming.
Okay.
That'd be
I'm
my
making-
divorce party. That'd be my divorce party, yo. We can all do this shit.
And be like, girl, yes, look where we at. It's a no ring party. We gonna burn the wedding dresses.
Yes, burn them up. We should go to the thrift store and get some cheap ones and burn them motherfuckers up in the desert.
We'll have a whole bonfire, pass out drunk somewhere.
Yeah, with the little veils over our head, just fucking dancing in our swimsuits.
It's like I have a little bride sash going across and scratched out, say divorce day.
Divorce bitches, and put my little devil things on.
It's like have like a little pocket number over here and be like, yeah, just go and slide dollar bills in there for my tequila shot. Thank you.
Oh man, we might really have to do this, y'all.
And they're gonna be like, here she goes.
Burn it.
Sounds
burn
like I
it.
need to save up money.
Y'all gonna end up leaving me in Vegas. I'm gonna come back with a job.
Hey, I almost had a job last time out there, dude. Go get me a job.
They're gonna be like, okay, we left Liz in Vegas. She said she working. We ain't asking what job though.
This is so much fun. We had a little bit too much fun though.
It's okay. We didn't eat, drink, or do anything we were supposed to. So by the time all we did was smoke and drink alcohol, and
And
and you know
club.
what happens in a week when you do clubbing, drinking,
And smoking.
no hardly any water, and just smoking weed to forget your pain? We like crumbled when we got home because we had no weed.
Thought I was gonna die.
I was like, oh, we were in the ER like 2 days after. We were like, nope, we're gonna die.
We went
I was like,
5 days consistent of clubbing. Was it 5 or 6?
6.
Yeah. We went 6 days of clubbing to the point where our bodies felt like they were broke.
By the time the Snoop Dogg concert came up, we were like sitting in a flower pot. You know, like the tree thing. We were just sitting in one of those because we couldn't move. Every time, and they were spinning some good music. Finally, we had a club that was actually spinning good music other than Chateau.
Oh, we gotta take you to Chateau. I didn't like Tao.
Tao was. It was too crowded.
I felt like I was at a ghetto house party in Tao.
Yes,
Now
definitely.
you can't move, and you be like holding on to your girl. Y'all be going like this through the crowd.
Yes.
That's what we had to do.
no, you be booty to booty at the club. It's a problem. I can't do that.
Even though I did red nose, but I had the red nose right in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
We danced in the hallway with two little Filipino guys. So I don't know where we found them, but we just started dancing
He
with them.
just grabbed my hand and pulled me to start dancing. I just started dancing like
hold
a machine.
Hold up. One of them, the one that gave me his number, like grabbed my phone and gave me his number, was Mexican and Filipino and grew up like maybe like 5 miles from where I grew up in California. I was like, okay.
I'm telling you. I'm ready to step out already. Like, I've got the 5 weeks into my birthday, but we got the 3 weeks until April starts. And I plan to be ignorant all of April. I'm probably gonna say who's in your picture. You gonna be like, what you want to do
Me?
tonight? I want to go shake some. I'm trying to get my
Girl,
butt.
go to the strip. Go to the strip at the Virginia Beach. Because that way you can hop from dive to dive to dive and you won't even have to drive. Just watch out for the police.
I got my little cup ready to go.
Yo,
My Peabody's cup. I'm getting in free somewhere.
ooh,
Somebody gonna let me
Peabody's.
walk in there.
I
We got adjust for every weekend.
don't know though. I can't stand Peabody's because that's where all the jarheads are.
Mm-hmm.
The young, arrogant jarheads at that.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's like a frat house in Peabody's.
Peabody's has me weak every time I go. I love it in there.
I liked Peabody's, and there's another one that's on like the actual strip. It's right next to Chinchillos.
We went to, what was that piece of place? What is it called?
The box.
The box. Okay, we were really drunk and we passed it maybe 3 times looking for it, but
We didn't realize it was also a bar.
Yeah.
So there were so many people outside that we thought it was just another club.
Yeah, I think that's the one I went to. It's a pizza thing and it's a damn bar and club. I love it.
Huge slices of pizza. I was like, this is the best thing ever.
Yes, especially when you're drunk.
So big.
But didn't we get free pizza? I thought myself, yes, King, yes. You worked that man bun. You worked it.
Okay, but like Vegas, I had that. I don't know. I don't think I ever clubbed for 6 days straight. That was crazy. But we kept getting them free. So who's gonna pass that up with free drink?
If it was, we were getting in free and all that. We were it was so much fun. And our feet, we killed our feet because as soon as I got home, I died. I wanted to die. I was like, I'm gonna die from pain.
We had to get wheels and wheelchairs at the airport. Okay.
Mr. Thompson, help me, Jesus.
And you know what's bad? It's like we made like an itinerary where we were like, we're gonna take this day and rest, and we're gonna take this day and rest.
And walked over 20 miles.
And then one day we walked the whole entire strip back to our hotel.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, y'all had on good shoes because I'd have been barefoot, moonwalking, cartwheel.
I had on my Skechers.
I had on my Skechers, but it doesn't matter. That was a long walk. I was like, shit.
Gosh. That strip as long as I'll get out. I'll be like, yeah, catch me an Uber from here to there.
And then we started seeing scorpions.
Oh, hell. Yeah, see, I don't have patience for scorpions.
You know that's what they were, right?
Deep things.
Yeah.
And I can't be fighting those things. They might kill me.
My skin was crawling because the whole sidewalk was full of them. The sidewalk was moving.
No. That's a hell nope.
We walked through the valley of death, literally.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I'm meant to be here. Take me on a flight home now. Pick me up from this location. I will be on top of the building.
I had to psych my mind out and be like, they're grasshoppers. They're grasshoppers. They're grasshoppers. Because they're little like this. They're not like big like what you see in the movies and stuff.
See, that's still too big.
But those are the ones that kill you.
They were babies. And I'm like, oh no.
The babies don't know better. Nope. This is not the Mummy. This ain't no Tomb Raider. This is not like how they show you in the movie.
I will say that one McDonald's that was by our hotel where all the crazies hung out, man, that brought me back to LA. We went to McDonald's and this guy came up to Tina and he was like, I have makeup. You want makeup?
Oh yeah, by the weed dispensary. He's like, I had makeup, and it was a cheap makeup too. So I'm sitting there looking like, girl, bye. Let me clutch my pearls and keep moving.
I'm like, I'm good on that. Let me just.
I
I
got
don't even
makeup.
like
Do you
makeup.
see my face? I'm in 120-degree weather in makeup. I got makeup.
Like, thank you, but no. Probably made that in your basement.
Uh, that was our
It
first
was just so
excitement.
crazy. And then going to the dispensary when we got there, like that was immediately what we did. We counted up how much money we had between the two of us, and we were like, "Let's go to the dispensary."
And this is on top of my plane couldn't pull into the damn airport because it was so hot. We're out there in
Oh my God.
120 degree weather, skip to Maluing, down to the dispensary.
No,
I
because
was
you dropped me off right there.
literally like freaking out because like when she told me her plane had left, and then when it landed, I was, she didn't tell me when it landed. She just told me when it left because she forgot to text me or whatever. So I'm sitting there freaking out, going, "Holy shit, where is she?" Where I'm checking, like,
I had just
because I was
clicked
like,
off
"Wait a minute, like
airplane mode.
it's been a long ass time. She should be here by now."
And I've been like, help me. All by myself in my
Yeah,
house.
she was like, "Where are you?" I'm like stuck in the plane with the shades down because it's so hot. Because that's literally what they told us.
I've been like, yeah, y'all gonna let me out. Sorry.
It
Oh,
was
I
so
had to
funny. When
breathe.
we were coming in, they told us to put the shades down. I was like, "No, I'm taking video of us landing." Because it was so awesome coming in because you see the strip.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really beautiful at night when you come in because it's like
I want to come in at
it's all
night.
dark desert. Yeah, I'm coming. I think I'm gonna come in at like midnight because it's all dark desert, and then there's this just beautiful little jewel in the middle of all that darkness.
Yeah, see, I would do that, but I would need some drinks beforehand so then I could appreciate it.
Girl, drink while you on the plane. That's what I do.
Yeah,
I came to Texas, toe up.
Woo! I love flames.
I was like, look, I was looking at the ground like, ooh, this is fun.
Like, when did we get up here? When did the plane even take off?
As soon as we took off, once they said we got drinks, I was like, wine, please. I had a wine at the airport, and I had 2 on the plane. I was good.
Yeah,
Yo.
but we in the parking lot talking about some sip, y'all.
Yeah. I wish I could get me a flask through TSA.
Hey, that's my friend's flask. This thing is huge, and she got one that's bigger than this.
Yeah, they be making them big now. You fit a whole bottle up in there.
It sounds like the whole bottle's in there. A quarter of a bottle is enough. Oh, Jesus. He's like, help me. I need to get on that level. I need a flask bigger than my hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really be laid out if I did that.
Yeah, and like just to reiterate a little bit on the subject of suicide within the endometriosis community, like
That is such a
even
depressing thing.
like I know there might be times where it seems like you can't go on, and I understand that. And I know there with the new opioid thing, you might not even be able to have your pain relieved at this point. But when I don't think you should commit suicide. I think you should go and try get marijuana. I don't give any cares if it's not legal in your state. They are not treating us. This is a human rights issue, and they're not treating us accordingly. They're not treating us like human beings. So therefore, you got to do what you got to do for yourself.
I mean, there's all kinds of alternate pain things like herbals and stuff like that. You can really research a lot of different stuff and try different stuff. Don't be afraid to try something.
Yeah. With me, I have an allergy to weed, so that one's unfortunate, but I have got it situated to where if I don't get the steroid injections for the places where my endo has traveled, or where I can't get to my pain medicine, I go get massages. I'm a massage therapist, so I have a few friends in massage therapy that I will go to, and they specialize in chronic pain. There's
Ooh.
so many options out there, and there are cheap ways to get massages. Like go to a massage school. They may not be the best, but you can always request that one of the professors that are teaching those students to give you a massage, and it'll be like $35. And I think that that is even a better alternative than just kind of riding the pain out. Like for $35 at any type of massage school, you can get an hour massage. 2 hours is like $50. And I mean, even as a student, when I was working, my massages were a fucking bomb. Do something. Don't just kind of wallow in your pain. Don't allow yourself to slip into depression to where it becomes to the point where you're thinking about suicide. That's ridiculous to me. Like, I understand because I've gotten there before, but I've also gotten through it. You can
Don't
overcome that issue.
right. Don't do a permanent solution to a temporary situation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like at the end of the day, you're leaving behind so many people, and everything that you have worked for is now for nothing. The time that you spent trying to get justice or have your voice being heard for this pain is now for naught. Now somebody else won't get the same opportunities for treatment because you allow yourself to succumb to it. We don't get any attention if somebody says, "Hey, I'm going to kill myself because of this pain." They're going to chalk it up to something else. They're going to say, "Oh, well, he was suicidal long before this, and it had nothing to do with endometriosis. It had nothing to do with the sister diseases. It was, oh, she was just depressed." Or, "Oh, something happened in her life that made her want to do this." It's never related to endometriosis, and that hurts us as well.
Very true.
Exactly.
And it's like I really wish that more people reach out. There are so many different helplines. Like I post um, self care Sundays because a lot of people don't remember to take care of themselves. And I post the text line because a lot of people don't like to talk on the phone anymore.
Mhm.
And I can probably pull that up. Let me see. Because I tell people all the time, if you're going to say you need help, but then not actively go get it, you're not going to help yourself. It's not good. It doesn't
I
do anything
always
for
say
you.
the same thing. I'm like, that's like an alcoholic saying, I know I'm sick and I have this disease, but I'm just going to sit here and just bask in it. I'm
Right.
going to still drink my liquor.
And it's like, let me not actually do what I need to make sure that I make it to tomorrow. And
Right.
that's ass backwards.
Mhm.
Like the crisis line for suicide prevention, the number is 741-741. All you have to do is text hello. They'll text you back and it'll say, "Thanks for texting crisis text line," where you'll text with a compassionate crisis counselor. They have the terms of service. And if you're just testing, yes, we're 100% real. Text stop to cancel. We can receive text messages longer than 160 characters. But then they'll ask you, "What's on your mind?" I've sat and I've talked with them on multiple occasions because of things that are going on with my divorce and the domestic abuse that's been going on. But at the
Yeah.
same time, they're there for everything. They have a crisis person on staff no matter what. Because I've texted them at 2 in the afternoon or 3 in the morning. It doesn't matter. It's a resource, and everybody should at least try to use it.
Yes. I agree.
Definitely.
I've also posted the suicide hotline numbers on my Instagram, but I will send it to everybody else as well. Post it on Facebook and everything with the Effie, the Effie Endo Sisters hashtag, so that everybody can find it. But I have suicide prevention numbers for every single country that has a line available, and no matter what, somebody's there to reach out, whether it's one of your own sisters, one of your friends that is going to be there to help. Me, again, our phones are constantly on us. We have the ability to prevent these things and to reach out and say, I need help. Acknowledging it is the first step.
Right.
It
I mean,
is.
it's okay to need help, and you're a stronger person for saying when you need help. Like when, I've had a couple times where I had to go to hospitals for depression, and it does not make somebody else that cannot get to that level of admitting better than me because I admit it. No, it actually makes me better because I knew when I needed help and I went and received help versus me just wallowing in this state where I know I'm not right, but I'm going to stay there.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, no one's going to help you better than you can.
Only you care about you, and only you can fight for you.
Exactly.
And I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker tell you he love you, or she tell you she love you. Don't matter. No, they're never going to love you on the level that you love yourself. They're not able to. Like, I like that thing that Will Smith said about love because it's how I've always felt. If you're looking for happiness, to find your happiness in somebody else, that's never going to happen because nobody else can make you happy on that level. You have to make you happy, and you have to love you.
Exactly.
Put in the effort.
Right.
My grandma always said, like, you can't love somebody else until you love yourself.
Bingo.
Right.
That's the one. It's like you spending so much time investing yourself in another person, but when's the last time you did that for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The same way that you take care of other people, if you're not taking care of yourself that way, then you're not doing it right and you don't love yourself.
Take care of yourself first. There's stuff can
exactly
to acknowledge when you are tired. You have to acknowledge when you're hungry. You have to acknowledge when you need a break. Take time to get away from social media even. Like I'm rarely on Facebook, like the actual website or app. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's for me. It's for my well-being. I get tired of seeing negative. I want to see the positive. I like to go out and walk. I like to be out and involved in all of my nieces and nephews' lives. I don't have the patience to be on Facebook and hear somebody complaining. So again, it just take time for yourself. Go do something for you. Take yourself shopping. Treat yourself.
Go take yourself to a restaurant that you like, because I do that at least once a month, every month. And I get makeup that I like once a month, every month. And then the summertime comes, and I take myself to the amusement park and all above.
It's like I go and get my favorite foods, and then I lock my door, and I just tune everybody out.
For reals.
What you doing? Worry about yourself.
Girl.
I'm good.
I mean, I think a lot of times too, like I've noticed since I've been in the process of getting my divorce, is I don't care how hard you are or how hard you think you are, you lose yourself. You lose a piece of you. And you don't get it back until you're alone.
Yep.
There is no finding that other piece in another person, because that's not the way it is.
I must say you weren't made missing any pieces. You
were
put together as is from birth.
Right.
It's you discovering what's inside that makes it a unique experience of saying, oh, well, I like this. I'm going to do that. That's my favorite hobby. I didn't have this hobby before I met that person, and it's not going to change after I leave that person. It's like,
exactly.
You are yourself before anybody comes into your life. You are molded by your experiences and the people that raised you, not the person that you following around like a lost puppy. Like, you're still you, with or without them.
Well, so
exactly.
But I want to say thank you for coming on. I've enjoyed this conversation.
I would love to have you on more. I love this dynamic we had going.
I'm free now.
Well, I'm glad that you're in a better place now.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say now that
yes, definitely.
openly speak on things, I can definitely participate more and try to get more people to kind of see like, okay, this is something that my life. This is what we deal with. This is what we are trying to get acknowledged. We want people to know more. And the questions that you have, you can literally openly ask, and we're not going to judge you for not knowing because that's the whole purpose of it.
Great.
Exactly.
I hope that
when I'm watching.
I hope that others will join us in telling their story, but we'll see. But we got you. We got their person, so hey.
And it's just the beginning of the month. We're just getting started. It's like this
Right?
year we're going to push. I want more people to know more about endometriosis than anything. Like that's why my friend was in the room earlier. I was telling her, I was like, I don't even think you've heard my story. It was like it's something. It's really something to find out that you're not alone in this process.
It is.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, until next week, everybody stay golden, party people. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe below. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.